Hey everybody, it's Carolyn Day here, and today I'm going to talk to you about virtual classrooms. And the main thing I want to start talking about is why would you use this? Is it a giant waste of time, or does it actually hold some value? So as I've done this, I'm really finding that it's nice to have a home page for the students, so it's somewhere where they can go and find everything that they need to find. They, of course, have Google Classroom, but things can get easily lost in the stream. It's kind of confusing with the way that you can organize it with topics and everything. This is a place to have everything in one place. You can make it as simple as possible with little buttons with everything that they need to click on. But it makes it fun. You can show your personality a little bit. It's been therapeutic for me. It's made me kind of think about how I want to present my classroom and how I want to organize my classroom. What resources do my students need access to, and what's the easiest way for them to find them? How can I put it all in one place where it's organized? And this has been really helpful for me to figure out how I want to present that to the kids this year. So what we're going to do today is I am going to create a small classroom for you, just super quickly. But first I want to point out, if you go over here to this resources Padlet, when you click on that, there is a whole bunch of stuff, and I will continue adding to it. But this is where you're going to find Bitmoji basics. If you've never made one before, this is how to make one, how to use the Chrome extension so that you can easily add them to your classroom, add them to emails, add them to whatever you want to online. You don't need a Bitmoji in your classroom. I've seen a couple really cute ones with photos of people in them, so that the kids can see your actual face instead of your cartoon face. They just make it a little bit fun, and they have some cute poses and things. So why not use them? These are some step-by-step tutorials on how to create them. This one's a little more like, these are my daily slides and how I'm using it. These two next ones are kind of amazing. This giant Bitmoji library, I've got it up here. It takes forever to load because it's got so much stuff on it. It is just slides and slides and slides of items with no background. So you can really easily say, I need a skeleton, and you hit copy and paste and you can put it in your classroom. So instead of trying to search for something as a PNG file or transparent background, or going to your settings and clicking advanced, and this just makes it so much easier. Another thing that you can do if you can't find it on here, although they have like everything that you could possibly want, if you can't find the specific thing that you are looking for, there's also a website called remove.bg, and it's super easy. You find whatever you want. Like earlier I wanted a music stand, and I couldn't find a music stand that I wanted. And I just wanted a simple one, but I couldn't find one. So you can search for it and go to images. Like I just wanted, ooh, I don't know what just happened. I clicked on something on accident, I guess. So all I wanted was like this, and I couldn't find it. And of course this has a background. So what you can do is hit, can you just copy and paste? You have to download it. So take this image, hit save image as. I usually just save things to my desktop because it's easier to find. This is a stand. Go to remove.bg, and you just have to, there's my stand, it wouldn't appear. You drag it right onto the middle of the page. There's the original, there it is with no background. You hit download, and now you have a music stand with no background. It's really amazing. So if you need anything that has a background, even real photos, you can do a photo of yourself and get rid of the background in like 1 second. It's kind of amazing. So anyway, you'll find, I totally lost my train of thought now. So this has just everything that you could need, and if not, you can search for it and you can remove the backgrounds if you can't find something with no background. So let's go ahead and make a sample classroom. So you'll go to your drive and hit new. You're going to do a slideshow, and the first thing you're going to do is put in a background. So if you click in any of the text boxes, the word background disappears up there. So make sure that you either just delete these because we don't need them, or click off of the any text boxes, and then the word background will appear up here. Hit background, choose image. I already had done a search. The easiest thing to search, I find, is just wall and floor. You can look up empty room, wall, floor, ceiling, empty classroom, whatever you want. But I'm just going to choose one of these. That giant library also has a whole bunch of backgrounds. You could download one and then put it as the background. You do want it as a background and not just inserting a photo, because that way it doesn't move around when you click on it. Because there's nothing more annoying than trying to move like your Bitmoji or something and everything else, your background and everything moves too. So the next thing I usually do is insert my Bitmoji. So if you don't already have the extension, make sure you go back and do those tutorials. But with the Chrome extension, you'll just have this little Bitmoji guy right here. I like to type in the word pose because it has just a whole bunch of little Carolyns standing there. So I'm going to choose one of me waving. You can either right click and copy paste, or you can just drag her right in. And then the first thing that I always do when I add a Bitmoji is I go to the crop tool, because they have these ridiculously big clear backgrounds. And the problem with that is if I put her in front of anything that I want kids to click on, they're not going to be able to click on it because it's just going to hit her clear background instead. All right, so there's me. I'm going to add a projector or some kind of chalkboard, blackboard. I'm going to go to this Bitmoji library to find it. So up on the second one, there's a table of contents. We have blackboards and whiteboards, slide 32. So let's head there. I like this little plain one. I'm going to copy it and paste it. It's tiny, so let's make it bigger. Make sure you hit shift when you are making things bigger or smaller so they don't get stretched out. All right, so there's our chalkboard or our whiteboard. I'm going to add a text box on top of it so that I can easily put things like the agenda for the day, our objectives, goals, assignments, whatever you would normally put on your whiteboard, you could put up here. And then the next thing that I'm actually going to do is I'm going to come over here to File. I'm going to scroll down to Publish to the Web. So I've already published this one before, so it's already here, but you're going to click Start Slideshow as soon as the player loads. So if you've animated anything, it'll happen right when it loads. And I'm going to copy paste. I think normally you normally have to click Publish right here. It's already published. So click Publish, copy this, open up a new tab, paste it in there. And this is what people are going to view when they see your classroom. So every time you edit anything in slides, it'll appear as soon as you refresh here. So usually I'm working over here, and every time I move anything or link anything, I come over here and just like double check to make sure that it worked. So that's a good thing to do. It's the best way that I have found to share it with people because it's full screen. You can click on all of the links and it seems to work the best. Okay, so anyway, after you do this, you can go ahead and decorate your classroom. I'm going to show you my orchestra classroom really quickly. and then we'll come back to this one probably in a second. So my orchestra room is over here. I'm gonna click right there. And this is my classroom for the year. So I'll probably change it up some, but this I tried to think of like everything that the kids would need and then put fun stuff everywhere. So these buttons right here, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade chamber, those are links directly to their Google Classrooms. So if you click on it, it should go straight to their classroom. I'm also going to post my virtual classroom that I made as the top thing on the stream. This animated banner is a whole other story that Brian Engelmeyer can tell you about, or Dawn Weber maybe. I'll put the tutorial for that in the Padlet. So anyway, so that's my classroom. I made little Padlets for each instrument. So this is the violin one, and it has resources on tuning, on posture, on note names, anything specific to their instrument, so that they could find it all in one place. There is all of these posters go to things. This had a New York Times article about diversity in orchestras that I thought was cool. She's actually from St. Louis, from Kirkwood, which is kind of awesome. This goes to the Chrome Music Lab, like just some fun stuff. So I tried to put things everywhere so that they can click around and find things. But also there's helpful information everywhere. These are the method books that we need. It goes straight to links to buy them from a local music store. There's all kinds of stuff. This little home button is not in my normal classroom. This actually gets us right back here. So when I add another page to the sample, I'll show you how to do that. Let's do that actually. Let's go over here. So in this classroom, so think about what you want to put in there. And then I think the thing that's going to be the most helpful is these like weekly slides that you can do. So what I'm going to do is copy and paste this and make a new second slide. And I'm going to make this link. Link is also Command K is the shortcut there, makes it nice and easy. I'm going to link this to slides in this presentation. I want it to go to slide 2. And I'm going to click apply. So that way when I click on this, and again, you can come over here to this published one, refresh it. Now agenda is a link. So when I click to it, it's going to go, this is my second page. It looks the same right now, so that was not helpful. But you can then, for this second page, this is your agenda page. So we can hit agenda. And then the next thing that I'm actually going to do is right click on the slide over here and click skip slide, because I don't want this to automatically advance to any of the other slides. So any slide that I add down here is going to be hidden so that we're just on this landing page right here. And I didn't put a home button on there. I should have. I'll show you. So on the sample, any page that's hidden like this, I'm going to stick a little home button on there. So let's just search home button. I've done that before. I'm going to click transparent to try to find one that's transparent. That one looks pretty good. Copy and go back, paste. It was not transparent, so we could do a remove background on it, but for right now, I'll just stick it down here. And then I'm going to right away go ahead, Command K. I'm going to link it to a slide in this presentation. When they get stuck down here, you can use your down arrows on your keyboard to get to it. I always want it to go to slide 1, so I'm going to hit apply. So then, when I'm on my main page here, if I click agenda, it can go to my agenda page, and then they've got this home button to go back to the main page. So other things that I think would be helpful to note, every time you're adding things, this is just an aesthetics thing, but every time you add something, if you highlight it, go to format options or format over here, check that little drop box or drop shadow box, and that makes everything look like it's actually a little bit more 3D. If you have something, like you have a word on top of something, like, where's my classroom? So in my orchestra room, I wanted to make sure that if the kids wanted to click on the bass, that when they clicked on it, everything was hyperlinks. And of course, that's not actually working right now, but I put the hyperlink on the word and I put the hyperlink on the instrument so that if they click right here on the bass up top, it's still going to go to the hyperlink. I'll go back and fix that one. Other things to think about, arrange, make sure that you put things in order. You can use Command Shift and the up arrow to bring something all the way to the front. So like say my Bitmoji somehow got lost and I'm like, oh, where'd she go? Command Shift and the up arrow puts it all the way in the front. Command and the up arrow puts it further up. Like say I wanted this little picture to be in front, you could just do Command arrow, up arrow, and you could just keep hitting it until it got to the front of whatever item you were trying to put it in front of. I don't know, I think that's it. So going back to here, there are things hidden all over the place. This Padlet of resources is going to be the most helpful thing. I'll try to put everything in there. I put some of my favorite Padlets over here that you can click on and view it. And if you like it, like this one's kind of fun. I don't think it made the noise. It makes a little Netflix bum bum. But it's kind of a fun, better for older kids, not elementary schoolish. I liked that one a lot. If you like it, the template is down here in the comments, so you can scroll down and click on it. It's a forced copy, so if you ever want to share a slide or a doc or anything and you want to force a copy, kind of how Google Classroom does make a copy for every student. When you click on this, it should maybe, yeah. So it won't even open unless you make your own copy. So that way you're not going to mess up the original one, or no one else is going to mess up the original one. To do that, it's really easy. You just, on your slide, let's do it on this one, go all the way to the end of the address box, and it'll say edit. And from edit on, so this edit number slide, all this stuff, delete that and write the word copy. And then when you share it with the word copy in it, and it'll automatically make a copy instead of letting other people mess with the one that you have. So kind of a fun fact. Other things, sorry, I'm feeling scattered now. Oh, the class app is kind of cool. I just linked a video over here. You can watch it on your own time, but the idea of having a page like this that students can set as a home page on their phone that has little buttons to click on, like teacher information and Google Classroom and whatever you need them to click on. I think it works really well for elementary where they have one teacher, but it could also be something that students create on their own maybe, and they put all of their different Google Classrooms, or maybe they put links to pages that are helpful for them. It could be kind of cool. So if you want to watch that video, you can do that. This is a really cool little composition notebook here. Again, it's in the Padlet resources as well. All of these have examples of pages that I've liked and found. And really all of this information is coming from a Facebook group of all places. It's called Bitmoji Craze for Educators. So if you look it up, it has like almost 500,000 teachers in it, and it is incredibly supportive, and it's just people make their classroom and then put it up there for you to use and edit. So if you want one of these, but you're like, I have no time for this, there are templates out there where you can literally delete the other person's Bitmoji and put your own in there, and ta-da, add some links to things that you want it to go to, and you're done. So it's actually it's a really cool group. They post a lot, but there's a lot of really cool information in there. So all right, I hope that this has been a helpful, brief, super quick tutorial just to show you what these are and how they can be used. I really think it'll be fun for students. Like if I were a middle schooler and I mean, this learning from home is not going to be fun, but to like see a little classroom that's set up with a little teacher waving at them, and you can change it up every once in a while. I've seen some where they do like every month, they already have them planned out for different seasons. So I think it could be really fun, and also just make it a little bit easier for students to find what they're looking for. Because as much as I like Google Classroom, and I know that we need to be all using the same platforms for things, it can be a little bit confusing, and just not very personal either. So I think it's a great way to organize and curate all of the resources that you need and put them in one place. I'm also loving these Padlets for doing that. So you can make Padlets and put little links to them like I did for my instrument-specific resources. So I'll keep adding things to this as I find fun things. I also made it so that you can add and you can comment. So please feel free to add if you have a really good tutorial for anything, or if you find a really good template or just really cool ideas. If you want to add yours on there, if you want to share with people, I can put mine on here so that you can share it if you want to. You can use it. Of course, none of the rest of you teach orchestra, so it might not be super helpful, but however you would like to use that, you may. So again, I hope this has been helpful. I tried to make it quick because I know we all have a lot going on, but I think that these could be a really, really fun resource for this year. So have a great start to the year, and I will see you guys on a computer screen sometime soon. Bye.